The Lord said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites, you will announce the Lord's chosen festivals as holy meetings. These are my special festivals. Work for 6 days, but the seventh day, the Sabbath, will be a special day of rest, a holy meeting. You must not do any work. It is a day of rest to honor the Lord in all your homes. These are the Lord's chosen festivals. You will announce the holy meeting at the times chosen for them. The Lord's Passover is on the 14th day of the first month, just before dark. The Lord's Festival of Unleavened Bread is on the 15th day of the same month. You will eat unleavened bread for 7 days. On the first day of this festival, you will have a special meeting. You must not do any work on that day. For 7 days, you will bring sacrifices offered as gifts to the Lord. Then there will be another special meeting on the 7th day. You must not do any work on that day. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites, you will enter the land that I will give you and reap its harvest. At that time you must bring in the first sheaf of your harvest to the priest. The priest will lift the sheaf to show it was offered before the Lord. Then you will be accepted. The priest will present the sheaf on Sunday morning. On the day when you present the sheaf, you will offer a 1-year-old male lamb. There must be nothing wrong with that lamb. That lamb will be a burnt offering to the Lord. You must also offer a grain offering of 16 cups of fine flour mixed with olive oil. You must also offer 1 quart of wine. The smell of that offering will please the Lord. You must not eat any of the new grain, or fruit, or bread made from the new grain until you bring that offering to your God. This law will always continue through your generations, wherever you live. From that Sunday morning, the day you bring the sheaf to be presented to God, count 7 weeks. On the Sunday following the 7th week, that is 50 days later, you will bring a new grain offering to the Lord. On that day, bring 2 loaves of bread from your homes. That bread will be lifted up to show it was offered to God. Use yeast and 16 cups of flour to make those loaves of bread. That will be your gift to the Lord from your first harvest. 1 bull, 1 ram, and 7 1-year-old male lambs will be offered with the grain offerings from the people. There must be nothing wrong with these animals. They will be a burnt offering offered as a sweet-smelling gift to the Lord. You will also offer 1 male goat for a sin offering and 2 1-year-old male lambs as a fellowship offering. The priest will lift them up with the bread from the first harvest to show they were offered with the 2 lambs before the Lord. They are holy to the Lord. They will belong to the priest. On that same day you will call a holy meeting. You must not do any work. This law continues forever in all your homes. Also, when you harvest the crops on your land, don't cut all the way to the corners of your field. Don't pick up the grain that falls on the ground. Leave it for poor people and for foreigners traveling through your country. I am the Lord your God." Again, the Lord said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites, on the first day of the 7th month, you must have a special day of rest. Blow the trumpet to remind the people that this is a holy meeting. You must not do any work. You must bring an offering as a gift to the Lord." The Lord said to Moses, "The Day of Atonement will be on the 10th day of the 7th month. There will be a holy meeting. You must not eat food, and you must bring an offering as a gift to the Lord. You must not do any work on that day, because it is the Day of Atonement. On that day the priest will go before the Lord and perform the ceremony that makes you pure. Anyone who refuses to fast on this day must be separated from their people. If anyone does any work on this day, I will destroy that person from among the people. You must not do any work at all. This is a law that continues forever for you, wherever you live. It will be a special day of rest for you. You must not eat food. You will start this special day of rest on the evening following the 9th day of the month. This special day of rest continues from that evening until the next evening." Again, the Lord said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites, on the 15th day of the 7th month is the Festival of Shelters. This festival to the Lord will continue for 7 days. There will be a holy meeting on the first day. You must not do any work. You will bring offerings as gifts to the Lord for 7 days. On the 8th day, you will have another holy meeting. You must not do any work. You will bring an offering as a gift to the Lord. These are the Lord's special festivals. There will be holy meetings during these festivals. You will bring offerings as gifts to the Lord, burnt offerings, grain offerings, sacrifices, and drink offerings. You will bring these gifts at the right time. You will celebrate these festivals in addition to remembering the Lord's Sabbath days. You will offer these gifts in addition to your other gifts and any offerings you give as payment for your special promises. They will be in addition to any special offerings you want to give to the Lord. On the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the crops of the land, you will celebrate the Lord's festival for 7 days. The first day will be a special day of rest, and then the 8th day will also be a special day of rest. On the first day you will take good fruit from fruit trees, and you will take branches from palm trees, poplar trees, and willow trees by the brook. You will celebrate before the Lord your God for 7 days. You will celebrate this festival to the Lord for 7 days each year. This law will continue forever. You will celebrate this festival in the 7th month. You will live in temporary shelters for 7 days. All the people born in Israel will live in them. Why? So all your descendants will know that I made the Israelites live in temporary shelters during the time I brought them out of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. So Moses told the Israelites about the special meetings to honor the Lord. The Lord said to Moses, "Command the Israelites to bring to you pure oil from crushed olives. That oil is for the lamps that must burn without stopping. Aaron will keep the light burning in the meeting tent before the Lord from evening until morning. This light will be outside the curtain that hangs in front of the box that holds the agreement. This law will continue forever. Aaron must always keep the lamps burning on the lampstand of pure gold before the Lord. Take fine flour and bake 12 loaves with it. Use 16 cups of flour for each loaf. Put them in 2 rows of the golden table before the Lord. 6 loaves will be in each row. Put pure frankincense on each row. This will help the Lord remember the gift. Every Sabbath day, Aaron will put the bread in order before the Lord. This must be done forever. This agreement with the Israelites will continue forever. That bread will belong to Aaron and his sons. They will eat the bread in a holy place, because that bread is one of the special gifts to the Lord. It is Aaron's share forever." There was a son of an Israelite woman and an Egyptian father. He was walking among the Israelites, and he started fighting in the camp. The Israelite woman's son began cursing, using the Lord's name in a bad way. So the people brought him to Moses. The name of the man's mother was Shelemit, the daughter of Dibri, from the tribe of Dan. The people held him as a prisoner and waited for the Lord's command to be made clear to them. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Bring the man who cursed to a place outside the camp. Then bring together everyone who heard him curse. They will put their hands on his head. And then all the people must throw stones at him and kill him. You must tell the Israelites, anyone who curses their God must be punished. Anyone who speaks against the name of the Lord must be put to death. All the people must stone him. Any foreigner or anyone born in Israel who uses the Lord's name in a bad way must be put to death. And whoever kills another person must be put to death. Whoever kills an animal that belongs to another person must give another animal to take its place. And whoever causes an injury to their neighbor must be given the same kind of injury. A broken bone for a broken bone, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. The same kind of injury a person gives another person must be given to that person. Whoever kills an animal must pay for the animal, but whoever kills another person must be put to death. The law will be the same for foreigners and for people from your own country. This is because I am the Lord your God." Then Moses spoke to the Israelites, and they took the man who cursed to a place outside the camp. Then they killed him with stones. So the Israelites did just what the Lord had commanded Moses. The Lord spoke to Moses at Mount Sinai. He said, "Tell the Israelites, when you enter the land that I am giving to you, you must let the land have a special time of rest. This will be a special time of rest to honor the Lord. You will plant seed in your field for 6 years. You will trim your vineyards for 6 years and bring its fruits. But during the 7th year, you will let the land rest. This will be a special time of rest to honor the Lord. You must not plant seed in your field or trim your vineyards. You must not cut the crops that grow by themselves after your harvest. You must not gather the grapes from your vines that are not trimmed. The land will have a year of rest. The land will have a year of rest, but you will still have enough food. There will be enough food for your men and women servants. There will be food for your hired workers and for the foreigners living in your country. And there will be enough food for your cattle and other animals to eat. You will also count 7 groups of 7 years. This will be 49 years. During that time there will be 7 years of rest for the land. On that day of atonement, you must blow a ram's horn. That will be on the 10th day of the 7th month. You must blow the ram's horn through the whole country. You will make the 50th year a special year. You will announce freedom for everyone living in your country. This time will be called Jubilee. Each of you will go back to your own property, and each of you will go back to your own family. The 50th year will be a special celebration for you. Don't plant seeds, don't harvest the crops that grow by themselves, and don't gather grapes from the vines that are not trimmed. That year is Jubilee. It will be a holy time for you. You will eat the crops that come from the field. In the year of Jubilee, you will go back to your own property. Don't cheat your neighbors when you sell your land to them. Don't cheat one another when you buy or sell land. If you want to buy your neighbor's land, count the number of years since the last Jubilee and use that number to decide the right price. You are only buying the rights for harvesting crops until the next Jubilee. If there are many years before the next Jubilee, the price will be high. If the years are few, the price will be lower. So your neighbor is really only selling a number of crops to you. At the next Jubilee, the land will again belong to that family. You must not cheat each other. You must honor your God. I am the Lord your God. Remember my laws and rules. Obey them, and you will live safely in your country. And the land will produce good crops for you. Then you will have plenty of food, and you will live safely on the land. But maybe you will say, if we don't plant seeds or gather our crops, we will not have anything to eat during the 7th year. I will order my blessing to come to you during the 6th year. The land will continue growing crops for 3 years. When you plant in the 8th year, you will still be eating from the old crop. You will eat the old crop until the 9th year, when the crop you planted in the 8th year comes in. The land really belongs to me, so you cannot sell it permanently. You are only foreigners and travelers living on my land with me.